Order. Question number 7, Catherine Delahunty.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker. Tēnā koutou te whare nui. To the Prime Minister, does he stand by his statement, quote, "We're actually going to stand up for human rights," unquote?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, yes.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Catherine Delahunty.
Will the Prime Minister be instructing his Associate Trade Minister, Todd McClay, who is in Saudi Arabia this week negotiating a trade deal, to make any deal conditional on stopping human rights abuses, such as the 83 beheadings last year for so-called crimes including homosexuality and blasphemy?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, I'd be surprised if the government made that a condition, but what the government does do through its foreign ministry and through its representations by embassy staff in the region is to continuously indicate that we are opposed and outraged by human rights abuses.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Catherine Delahunty.
If his government is standing up for human rights, why did it invite former Sri Lankan President Mahinda Rajapaksa to the Cricket World Cup when he is under investigation by the United Nations and when his regime was responsible for the torture and killing of thousands of Tamil civilians?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, well, I'm advised that one of the ministers invited him when he was in Sri Lanka. That would have been because at the time he would have been the President of Sri Lanka. He was democratically elected by the people of Sri Lanka. We recognise that government, and it's quite normal to invite people under those circumstances.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Catherine Delahunty.
Will he be calling on Sri Lanka to allow the independent United Nations investigators into the country to investigate war crimes? Or does he only care about human rights when asked to go to war by the United States government, who uses torture such as waterboarding?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, the government has not been asked by the United States to go to war. The government has, to the best of my knowledge, not even been asked by the United States to provide people to support training of Iraqi forces in Iraq. The government is considering what it can do to try and stand up against the threat from ISIL, and I think many New Zealanders would support my view, which is that to have a terrorist group that is as brutal as this, that New Zealand can't just turn a blind eye from that. I'm amazed that that member is opposed to that, but maybe she needs to watch the news a little bit more.
Order. Question number 8, Kelvin Davis.